Hey, good morning, guys. I was sitting out here enjoying the morning, drinking a cup of coffee, and kind of going through the questions. And one come across that I thought I'd talk about. Uh, still, still fighting this upper respiratory thing. So, pardon the voice; it keeps breaking because I keep coughing. But this question somebody sent me in my actual uh, over text. So, let's see. When you get out on the trail, do you drive in two-wheel drive until you need four-wheel drive? Do you stay in four-wheel drive most of the time, or do you go to four low when you need it? And when do you disconnect? So that's gonna. And these are my opinion and my opinion only. Um, so two high, four high, and four low. It's just going to greatly depend on the trail, to be honest with you. Some people swear by just staying at four low the whole time, and that's fine. It is easier on the transmission for when you're doing any kind of obstacle and grades and stuff like that. I uh, I usually just stay in too high as long as it's pretty flat and there's no obstacles. And by obstacles, I mean any kind of rock obstacle or any kind of mud. I'd go ahead and just drop to four low. And depending depending on what the trail does after that is what I pick. If it's going to be, if I know the trail and it's going to be open for a couple of miles and I can cook along pretty good, I'll jump to four high probably and stay in four high. But if the trail is flat, no obstacles, but real curvy, like, and I don't mean long sweeping curves, I mean like real tight, I'll go ahead and jump back up to too high. That way the Jeep turns easier. You don't have that front end locked and binding. Uh, that that kind of restricts your turning uh, quite a bit in being in four wheel drive. So it really just depends on the situation, and what what I'm doing is what I'm running in. Uh, the Mojave is geared different than like the Rubicon and the transfer case. My four low, I forget what it'll run. Uh, I think it's 55 or 60 in four low in eighth gear. It move. It might not be quite that fast, but it moves at a good clip in four low. But you're at a higher RPM, so uh, that's why I usually, if I'm clipping along pretty good or able to, I'll bump up to four high and just run around with that. As far as disconnects go, I'll as soon as we get off the road and going to be on a trail for any amount of time, I'll go ahead and disconnect my sway bars. Mine aren't uh, uh, quick disconnects, and I don't have a button to disconnect, so I got to get out and take bolts out. So I just leave those out, zip tie them up until uh, I'm done for the weekend. Usually, it don't matter if I get back on hardball. I'd leave them out. I'm just cautious about my curves and my speed in curves. So uh, as far as sway bar disconnects and airing down, I don't really go below 15 psi. I just got those uh, bead locks, and I really haven't had to go below 15 yet. Uh, I'll probably drop down to 8 at some point and just try it out because I have them and see how much of a difference it makes on ride. But 15, I've been running 15 from the beginning, and it rides good. Uh, the roads, trails, and all that stuff are fairly comfortable at 15. So And I've never had a bead issue at 15 psi either. So, and as far as airing back up, that's going to cause some comments. But I usually, even on hardball, don't air up. I'll run, probably up to 20 miles on hardball aired down. Now, I won't do it at 8 psi. I won't. That's just too far. But at 15, yeah, I'll probably run up to 20 miles on hardball. But that, again, that's not at 60, 70 miles an hour. That's, 45 max. Also, so keep that in mind. I'm not running, interstate speeds. I won't do that aired down. But, a few miles down the road, yeah, I don't even air up. And I haven't had any problems yet. Not to say I won't. So, I've never had it happen, and I've never personally seen people have blowouts from being aired down and running down the road. I'm sure it happens. I'm sure it's, possible. I've never seen it. And again, I don't travel at high speeds either. I don't consider 45 miles an hour a high speed. It might be, but some might call it a high speed, but I don't. But that's just me. And like I said at the beginning of this, these are all my opinions and what I do. Take it, with a grain of salt. Do what's comfortable to you and do what works for your equipment. Don't do something just because I do it. Do it because it works for you. And that's what I do. That's why I do the things I do, because it works for me. And ultimately, that's what matters. I mean, it's if I do something and I'm wrong and tear it up, it's on me. So just, keep that in mind. What works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you. So that's ultimately what a lot of it is comfort and wear and tear on your equipment. Is between your airing down. It makes the ride smoother, gives you better traction, and your gearing there, four high, four low, and two high, eases stuff up on your equipment. And but I hope that answers your question. Again, ultimately do what works for you, what you're comfortable with, what your equipment is built for. Our Gladiators and our JLs have 8-speed transmission in them. I'm not sure what your ride has in it, so that also plays a part in being in 4 high and 4 low. So, and your ultimate, your gearing. If you've re-geared your Jeep or Bronco or Toyota or whatever, I've got 410s in mine. I'm going to go down to 513s, and that's going to greatly change my gearing there too. And what gears I position I run my transfer case in. And if I can ever get my hands on a Rubicon transfer case, I'll change that out as well. So again, it's all up to you guys. It's whatever works for you and your equipment, and it's comfortable and keeps wear and tear off of you and your equipment as well. So just keep all that in mind, like I was saying, But I guess I'm going to end it here, guys, and thank you for watching. I hope that answers your question. So until next time, guys, Semper Fi and God bless.